What is up, YouTube? This is Tyler, or 31 Fresh Shredder, also known as Fresh Shredder 31 on Xbox Live. This gameplay is a little longer. It's a game of Team Deathmatch on the map Summit from Black Ops. I was just having fun and goofing around with the spaz and ended up getting this. This is actually the best game I've ever had with the spaz, so figured I put it up. It's a little longer, so I'm able to explain what I wanted to explain. Enough about the gameplay, though. I was wanting to tell you a little bit about my gaming history. You know, it all started out with Duck Hunt on regular Nintendo. It was just so fun to me. I was young, I was shooting things, it was interactive, and I played hours of it. I also played a lot of Mario, but really my serious gaming didn't start until the Super Nintendo came out. I absolutely loved that console. I, of course, played hours and hours of Mario, beat it multiple times, watched my dad beat it, my mom beat it, my brother beat it. But the game that really got me hooked was Zelda. And that game was just so fun to me. I'm not sure, but for some reason, it pretty much hypnotized me into playing it, and I played it any chance I got. Not sure how many times I beat it, but I know it was quite a few times. And I'd still play it now if I had a Super Nintendo. After that, it was the very first PlayStation, which I actually still have. Not the slim ones or the tiny little ones you see nowadays, but the original big, bulky PlayStation. It still runs flawlessly, and I have it stored away. A funny story about that console, after we had bought it, you know, we didn't really buy any games. All the games were pretty expensive to my brother and I. But we just kept renting and renting from all these different businesses, and we would play that little demo disc to death. You know, the one with the same level of Tomb Raider 2, the same map of Tony Hawk. Of course, they had stuff like Parappa the Rappa, but, you know, I never really got into that kind of gaming. I also got into the Tomb Raiders really heavily. My brother and I played those over and over again. My girlfriend and I, we are actually in the middle of Tomb Raider 3 on the PlayStation 2, but, you know, we can't really find the time. But we'll end up beating it without a problem. At the same time I had that PlayStation, I had a friend that had a Nintendo 64, which him and I just played so much of GoldenEye. And that's really what introduced me into the first-person shooter genre. We would play up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the mornings when we would sleep over. And for myself came the PlayStation 2. That is the console that I spent most of my time playing games on. Games like Medal of Honor, Frontline, Rising Sun, which I beat multiple times, but I found them so much fun, and once again I kind of got addicted to them. What was really cool is my mom always loved to watch my brother play video games, everything from Mario to Zelda to, you know, anything really. But she would always come into my room whenever I was playing Medal of Honor, and she would help me out, tell me where the bad guys were, and she just really enjoyed it. You know, I also played the Tony Hawks, and of course the Maddens that came out on that console, and obviously the Guitar Heroes. That was such a huge craze, and I play the guitar a little bit myself. Not sure if I'll post any of that on YouTube, but, you know, we'll see. There's a lot of good players on YouTube. But I had always looked at the Xbox 360. Wasn't really sure whether I wanted to get that or the PlayStation 3. And I really wasn't into gaming at the time, so I didn't want to spend all that money. You know, I had just graduated high school, was much more into partying, hanging out with friends, than I ever was about playing video games. Once I met my girlfriend, you know, I kept hearing her dad talk about the 360 and the games that were on the system that him and his friends were playing, and, you know, it really got me intrigued again into the whole gaming scene. One night I actually ended up going over to their house early for dinner, and him and I sat down, we played hours of Black Ops Zombies, and I absolutely loved it. We also played Dead Space 2 that night, the demo actually, and I was hooked. Once I got my income tax check, I went out and I bought the 360 along with a couple games, and one being Black Ops along with the very first Dead Space. I beat Dead Space, I beat Dead Space 2, and I'm really looking forward to Dead Space 3. I cannot wait till that comes out. I don't know, maybe I'll post some Let's Play on my channel with a friend that's also really into Dead Space, but we'll see. And I didn't really start the multiplayer until we got together one night and actually started playing it, and I was absolutely horrible. I think the best game I had was 11-11, which I was truly excited about, but I knew it was far from the best. You know, 11 kills, that was the most I had all night, plus I finished even. You know, I was a happy camper. After that, I started playing alone and ended up where I am now. It took a long time before I was able to go positive pretty much 90% of the time, and it just grew from there, getting chopper gunners and dogs. I've actually went back and started playing some of the older games, you know, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4. I haven't played World at War, but I really am wanting to at least try it. Call of Duty 4 is a blast. It is so fun. It's simple, you know, there's no BS really behind it, and I still have fun with that. Modern Warfare 2, that game is just plagued with one-man army noob tubes, and everything I hear everybody else say, it completely translates, and I understand why nobody really plays it all that much anymore. No, Modern Warfare 3, I was actually there for the midnight launch, and I'll be honest, I loved that game for at least a couple months until all the BS really got to me, and I just couldn't take it anymore. Everything that everybody has heard, you know, I don't need to go into detail. The death streaks, the lag comp, the bad connections, everything. I don't really want to harp on it, but I'm really looking forward to Black Ops 2, and I'll be posting a lot of that on this channel. But once again, if you like what you see or hear, feel free to hit that subscribe button, that like button, leave me a comment, questions, and I'll see you guys around.